Good morning and welcome back. It might be a bit dark in here this morning. It's getting darker on the morning, especially as it's only 4:30. I apologise, I might cough a little bit because I'm knackered basically. I've not been able to get enough rest over the last 2 weeks, and my neurodivergence is just it's starting to cripple me a little bit, and I'll quickly explain why. If there's anyone watching this, by the way, who I know, this isn't a go at anyone as such, and it isn't because it's generalized. People tire me, and they really do. And again, it's not, there's some lovely people out there. There's some brilliant people who have a lot of energy, and I feel that energy. And they're the type of people that I kind of try and be around. I try the negative ones who bring you down all the time. I try. You can't avoid them, but you can try. Anyways, so there's a lot more. We're going into our summertime. Well, we are in our summertime, so there's a lot more people about. Wanderers, as I call them. And there's a lot more, questions getting asked. There's just a lot more going on. And then at the weekend, or last weekend, because we're on Friday today, last weekend we were at the neighbours for a little birthday celebration, and as they're great people. Again, I'm not. It's not. Don't ever think that because I say people tire me that it's a personal thing, because I'm having to go at something or anything like that, because I'm not. Anyone who's neurodivergent will know what I mean. You can have some nice people, but they will still tire you. So that was on the Saturday night, and usually after a week of work, that's my time to what I call hide. Now, I don't need to hide from my partner or anything like that, but I need to hide from general public so I can recoup and recharge myself. And of course that hasn't happened. And then this week, it's I don't know. I did another video about people rushing and I don't know. It's getting worse rapidly. The standard of driving is just it's rapidly getting worse. I don't know what's up. I really don't. I kind of do know, but I just wish people would stop and realise what they were doing. And then of course, like yesterday, there's people walking out across the road and not even looking. The amount of near misses that I saw just yesterday alone was just incredible. And it's literally just because people, they're just not, I don't know, they're not here. They're not with us. The lights are on, but there's nobody home, sort of thing. And there was I had two people comment and say that, well, the driver should have stopped. Well, they did stop, because if they didn't stop, they would have hit them. And then saying that, oh, well, the driver would be at fault. And I said, well, hang on, no. I said, your main goal in life is to survive. You have to look after yourself before anyone else. Don't expect somebody else to be there for your own safety. You need to protect yourself. I said, okay, the driver gets the blame, but you still end up in hospital, don't you, with a broken leg or a fractured hip, or even worse, you're dead or paralyzed. Do you want to be in hospital? No, I don't. You know, so before I cross that road, you know, I stop, I look, make eye contact with the driver if you can, you know. And it's not just that, it's people driving. There was somebody killed earlier this week on one of the roads that I go down. And, you know, I'm not going to comment too much because I wasn't there and I'm a great believer of this. But, you know, do you really want to die? You know, do you really want to die at the side of the road? You know, I heard that somebody was having to give the person CPR, you know, on the road. And yeah, you know, just slow down a bit. Life's not, there's no point rushing through it. You know, you just enjoy each day. It's like today, you know, my Garmin body battery when I woke up this morning is 28 out of 100%. I'm going to struggle today, but there's no point me moping about it and trying to rush through the day because that'll make it worse, to be honest. Yeah, it is what it is, but today is still today. It's a day of my life. It's a day of life that I will never ever get back again. You know, so I have to make the most of it and enjoy the day as much as I can, you know, and that can be difficult, and it will be, but we'll do it, you know, we'll try and make it the best we can. Because, you know, that's another, that time, you know, is closer to me not being here. So, you know, just yeah, just slow down a bit, you know. It's just, I don't know. So, yeah, anyways, I'm gonna, this weekend, I just got up and took my partner Jane up a coffee. And I just said to her that my HRV's now gone into the red. It's been going down all week. And we're now in the red, which means I'm tired. I'm mentally tired. And I just said, I need to hide. And that's what I'll do this weekend. I'll probably, you know, I'll go in the garden and things like that, don't get me wrong, but I won't be going anywhere because I need to recoup. And as you know, if you're neurodivergent, you know, autistic or anything like that, it's the only way you can do it. It's just reduce contact, really. So that's my plan. And then I've got 1 week to go. So okay, we might struggle a bit next week again, and then I'm off for a week. So I can hide for a week. And when I say hiding, by the way, that doesn't mean, you know, locking myself in a cupboard or anything like that. Even though it sounds a good idea, doesn't it? No, I can go out for a walk, you know, but I'll go out early morning. You know, I can go up in the moors and go for a walk in the moors or whatever, and I'll go early, and that just reduces the amount of people that are around. And again, nothing personal against anyone, but it's just the way it is. That's neurodivergence. People tire you. So yeah, see, all this I didn't know years ago, and I would have just kept going, and burnt myself out. But now I know, you know, I need to, you know, I'll feel like actually crap tomorrow on Saturday, you know, and it's a bit of a waste of a day. And years ago, what I would have done is just said, well, it's Saturday, I'm not wasting a weekend, and I would have ploughed through and gone off and done something, or gone to the pub and, you know, and just basically make it worse. Now I know different, and, you know, and all of that's become because I started to question things and started to work it out, and then with help with doctors, you know, and, you know, specialist nurses as well, and a lot of reading and a lot of research and a lot of experimenting with myself, you know, and I'm still experimenting with myself. But you can see how a normal week on a weekend that I would just chill out, I just stay in the house, around the house, because that's my safe zone. You know, that's and that safe zone, by the way, sticks out like a sore thumb, because again, on my Garmin, my stress when I'm at home just drops, just actually drops. So it proves the point. It really does. And if you ever like that and struggle a bit, try some experiments on yourself. You might just make your life a little bit better. So yeah. And it'd be interesting to hear from anyone else, if you do, you've had a late discovery into this and wondered why you sort of just, had problems over the years. I mean, I now I can relate back to a lot of situations where I've struggled, and now I know why. And it's plainly obvious. It's plainly obvious to me now. So. And it doesn't mean you can't get on in life. You can. You just gotta, I always think of this because we have labels, and labels are good for self, self-learning, self-recognition, and stuff like that. But I always think that it's like, if employers learn that neurodivergent people just do things slightly different, I don't go around demanding things. My manager is aware, and I have a few little recommendations, and to be honest, them recommendations should be for everyone, any years, full stop. So I don't see what the difference is, but with a few little, just me doing things slightly differently, I would say that they probably get a lot more from me. They get a lot more, they probably get more from me than they do other staff, without again having a go at anyone, because I'm not. I'm just trying to say, if the environment is helped. Now, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of time. That environment can't be changed, and I've just got to deal with it. And I can't expect every single person to change just because of me, and I'm not asking them to. But what you do, in fact, one of the things I do think is that people need to respect the fact that when you say, it's like this weekend, if somebody last minute today suggested going somewhere, I would have to say no. And I'm not being, I would have to say no, because I'm on the edge, and I need rest. I need had. Now, it's getting that people to understand that without them thinking that, oh, well, he's just been, he just doesn't want to be with me, he doesn't want to do this. It's not that, believe me, it's not. You just got to learn to respect when somebody says that, no, I'm staying in, no, I'm not going to go, no. Because this is where we're all slightly different, and if somebody said to me, if I rang somebody up and said, oh, do you fancy going to this car show at the weekend or whatever, and they just said, look, I'm actually shattered, I need to I need to rest, I'd think, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. And it's that side of things that people need to understand. It's like yesterday, because I know I'm starting to struggle a bit. I'm getting tired. I try, even on a morning, even at work, whilst we're around the yard and stuff, just to get in and get out before everyone else comes in. Because, again, it's not a go at them. I'm just trying to save me energy. It's an energy saving sort of thing to keep myself going, to get through. And again, it's not personal, not against anyone. So yeah, that's that. And obviously my dog, with her operations and her cancer and things, that's taken its little toll, emotionally as well. So I've got that, which again a lot of people have to go through. And, I'm not this is what I'm trying to say. This isn't, you know, I'm not sat here demanding sympathy or anything like that. It's not that. You know, the fact is, things tire me, but that's a fact. So yeah, that's a bit of a chat about that. I'll probably touch back on neurodiversity quite a few times because that's part of my life, and you know, and some of the things that I've struggled with. You know, I like to share that experience, and again, I'm not here saying we should change the world, even though in certain areas the world needs to change, or society needs to change. Yeah, you've just got to find your way, and everyone needs to. You know, you once you find your sort of, you know, your way. Because one thing we don't do enough of now, a lot of people don't do, is we don't switch off. We don't have time to switch off. We don't give ourselves time to switch off. We're always sort of looking for that, you know, next fixed dopamine hit, aren't we? Whether we're scrolling through social media or, you know, binge watching Netflix or whatever. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna go and pick up some parcels while it's quiet. I don't know whether to go for a walk or not because my body battery's down, but then again it might be good for the head just to, you know, clear it a little bit. Fridays are my busiest day as well, so traffic's a lot busier and so on and so on, and a lot of the schools break up in this area today. Some yesterday, some break up today, so there we go. Right, take care everyone. Don't forget, if you do like what you see and want to hear more, and I'm not boring you too much, please do, you know, subscribe and press the like button, and then that way, you know, more people will probably get to see it. You know, they can choose whether they like it or they don't like it. Right, have a good Friday. If I don't come back beforehand, have a good weekend. And just take it steady and enjoy. Okay, take care now.